The future of any country lies on the choices and decisions made in the present. In Ogun State, major decisions that would likely affect the future of the state, and even the country to an extent, are seriously being taken. Some notable steps are being taken in the various socio-economic sectors of the state towards preparing the state for greater heights. Among these sectors is agriculture and industrialization. Being one of the 5 cardinal programs of the Senator Ibikunle Amosun-led administration, this sector is being given adequate attention to improve the economy and strengthen the polity. One of the first steps taken in this direction was to make agriculture more attractive to youths by transforming the sector from manual to mechanized. With the vision of the present administration of Senator Ibikunle Amosun and the availability of land for agriculture, Ogun State is sure to reap a good harvest from the seeds being sown today. Since time immemorial, man has continued to find ways to provide and preserve his food. Over time, however, with industrialization and technological innovations, agriculture has moved from subsistence farming to mechanized farming. In Ogun State, a lot of revolution has begun in every facet of life. In the agriculture sector, many steps are being taken by the Senator Ibikunle Amosun-led administration to make farming less stressful, while at the same time ensuring increased productivity for food security, as well as help farmers successfully reap the fruits of their labor. During 2012, the state government launched the 1 billion naira Commercial Agricultural Credit Scheme (CACS) for distribution to prospective farmers to improve agricultural production in the state. This has gone a long way in assisting the farmers in procuring better seedlings and other important inputs for their farming. There was also the provision of various seedlings, especially cash crop seedlings, to farmers at subsidized rates for better productivity and better profit, amongst others. To further complement the various efforts on the ground, the Ogun State government signed a Memorandum of Understanding in 2012 with some companies to provide state-of-the-art equipment to help farmers on their farms. The state government took delivery of the equipment that same year. The farm machineries include 4 bulldozers, 30 tractors, 33 plows, 15 arrows, 2 slashers, and 2 planters. Thus, on Wednesday the 13th of February 2013, these equipment were officially commissioned for use by farmers across the state. This is timely considering the farming season is just around the corner and farmers will need to clear their fields before the rains. Speaking at the event, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Mrs. Ronke Shokefun, explained the idea behind this laudable scheme.
Farming population is aging. On-the-ground assessment shows that our villages are deserted, farm labor is scarce, the youths are discouraged and fed up with the obsolete nature of traditional farming practices. The need to bridge the gap and sustainably produce enough food for the growing population and industrial development necessitated the determination of His Excellency to provide land clearing and land preparation equipment and hence increase farm production.
Promising the support of the Ministry of Agriculture to the farmers, the Commissioner called for public-private partnership to improve agricultural output in the state.
Improved livestock breeds, fish and fingerlings, in our pursuit to fulfill our desire to increase agricultural production, I appeal to both the public and private sectors to join hands with us in the mission to build the state's agricultural sector.
At the launch, goodwill messages were delivered by individuals and various groups. The chairman, All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Branch, spoke of the support the association has been receiving from the state government.
This is not the first time truly that the government has been making provision of tractors. But this is going to be a difference because since the inception of this administration, they've been involved, farmers are directly involved. And you know that if you own a property, you will jealously guide it. Therefore, to us, we look at these equipments as our own, and we are ready to jealously guide all this provision, and we make sure that, of course, the good gesture of the government will not go in vain.
Representatives of the companies who signed the Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) were also on hand to give their support. In his address, Governor Ibikunle Amosun reiterated the importance of food security and the methods used to ensure ample supply for the people. He spoke further on the urgent steps to be taken.
We equally realize that the high cost of land clearing is a major constraint to increase agricultural production. This is further compounded by the declining farm labor market in the rural areas. I am aware that the last time agricultural land breaking equipment was procured in our dear state was about 3 decades ago. The same equipment was boarded in 2006 due to the old age and high cost of maintenance without any replacement plan. This consequently limited our farmers to sufficient level of production, thereby discouraging our youth from taking farming as a business. In addition to this, we also realize that there is an urgent need to tackle the challenge posed by aging farming population and make farming attractive to our younger generation. This will help to change the current trend of rural-urban migration.
Governor Amosun further explained the plans put in place by his administration to further strengthen and sustain the efforts being made in the agricultural sector of the state.
We are on participants will be admitted before May 2013. Provisions have also been made in this year's budget for the replication of similar projects in the other 2 senatorial districts. But we have completely rehabilitated the 3 government-owned fish farms located in Ilaro, 1 in Odeda and in Kenya. Prior to this rehabilitation, these farms have been abandoned. Presently, fish production activities on these farms have commenced. Government has also rehabilitated the state's central feed depot at Kotoko. The essence of this is to stabilize the cost of livestock feed in the market.
The governor promised that the 86 units of equipment will be readily accessible to farmers in the state at highly subsidized rates.
Towards this end, I wish to announce that the rate for hiring this equipment for land clearing and preparation has been subsidized so as to create a relief to our farmers. But let me say this morning. They've given me the various rates that they will be charging. But I've actually ordered them, and in that respect, I'm going to direct that and order that a further 10% subsidy on the cost given to me that is approved. I'm now announcing a further 10% subsidy on the hiring rate of the equipment.
These equipment will be manned by qualified machine operators from the Agro Services Department of the Ministry of Agriculture. The governor also promised to employ more operators for the machines, as well as ensuring continuous maintenance of the equipment. After the speeches, the equipment were officially launched for the benefit of farmers in the state by Governor Ibikunle Amosun.
I want to commission this to the glory of God and the youth of the people of Ogun State.
Madam, please.
The Permanent Secretary, Engineer Lanre Bisiriu, also explained modalities for the use of the equipment.
These equipment are meant for no other person than the farmers. The ministry on its own has actually set up that machinery through the Agro-Services Corporation, whereby we attend to farmers' needs. Most importantly, we know that land is challenged, especially clearing and preparation to our farmers. We actually want to ensure that we clear lands in a very large quantity to the extent that we make things easier for our farmers. Then Agro-Services will now work out modalities with this farmer towards the recoupment of whatever cost this clearing might have cost.
The various equipment have since been distributed to each of the 3 senatorial districts in the state for onward distribution to farmers. Ogun State is blessed with arable land for the cultivation of both cash and food crops. With these laudable government efforts, many more young people will be encouraged to go into farming, and subsequently, the economy would be boosted. One major cardinal point of the Senator Ibikunya Musung administration is agricultural development and industrialization. With the various improvements in the agricultural sector, more boosts are also being given to small and medium-scale enterprises in the state. Early in the tenure, the state government signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Bank of Industry to jointly provide the sum of 1 billion naira in loans to finance small businesses in the state. The first phase of the presentation of checks to the cooperative societies, whose members benefited from the loan scheme, took place in 2012. This is being sustained with the second phase of check presentations to various other cooperative societies on January 13, 2013. This was done at the Trade Fair Complex in Abeokuta. The Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Otumba Bimbo Aishiru, spoke on the program and the commitment of the government to sustain it.
We started this process over a year ago. People thought this is the usual gimmick of government. They will promise, they will not deliver. But when we gave out the first set of beneficiaries, you could see that we meant business, and we've received over 1,000 applications after that, which people have formed into cooperative society. But I want to explain something to you today. One of the reasons why we have a lot of delays in getting this in-house is to ensure that we do what they call due diligence. We want to be sure that we are giving this money to people that will actually use it for what they ask it for. You know, we don't want people to turn it to national cake. They will take it and say, oh, this is dividend of democracy. Dividend of democracy is to create wealth, create employment, empower people, and ensure that we reduce the level of poverty in the society.
The representative of the Bank of Industry also spoke on the government's initiative and why it is important to provide loans to various cooperative groups.
We want to reach the bottom of the pyramid. People that cannot have access to loan facility from banks and they want to grow their business. And we want to extend it to as many fields as possible.
The Commissioner then presented the checks to representatives of the benefiting cooperative societies. To ensure compliance, a thorough screening was done before approval was given to qualified societies. Being that this was not the first time this kind of program was carried out in the state, there is a great belief that the second phase will bring more succor to the societies and uplift the industrial status of Ogun State. All efforts of the Ogun State government are geared towards creating an enabling environment for business to thrive. This is done not minding whether they are small-scale or large-scale industries, and to ensure self-sustenance for the good people of Ogun State. Many farmers are very willing to cultivate their lands, but have been faced with challenges when it comes to equipment. With the administration's support, more work can be done and more produce generated. This is what the farmers are happy about.
As we have this machine, we will have work. We will be having work, and we will work better.
This is what we are looking for long year, but we are so appreciative for what our Excellency did for us, and then can help the farmers, and so we can have enough, food in Ogun State and Nigeria in general.
I feel happy today and fulfilled to some extent as farmers, because we really need, Ogun State is forest plantation, and to really go into vast land clearing, we need this equipment. So it will go a long way helping us to really expand. It will help our farmers.
It's the best ever been done for this state, and I think that the farmers are ready to replicate the good gesture the government has done. It's a very good gesture, and we praise him that God will help him and be with him in all the ratifications.
It's going to help the farmers, because gone are the days when you just take your cutlass to farm. Now we need to be a well mechanized farmer. So the governor is commissioning tractors and a lot of agricultural equipment. It's going to help, because it's going to be distributed into the 3 senatorial districts of Ogun State. So definitely it's going to boost our agricultural supply.
Beneficiaries of the second phase of the loan scheme for small and medium-scale enterprises also appreciated the government for its support.
To the grassroots people like us, it's a wonderful thing. At first, we never expected that it would come forth like this. We started with a hope that maybe it's one of these government things. But at the end of the day, when it materialized like this, I think I'm using this opportunity to say to the Bank of Industry that they've done well, and we, the beneficiaries, will not disappoint them.
Inú wa dùn lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ gan fún oore tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn tí wọ́n ṣe fún wa nípa ìyàwó tí wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ yìí. So a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn gidigidi gan. Ojú òní tí wọn, Ọlọ́run ìjọba wọn báyìí á máa lọ